Very rarely I will ever actually be mad at something, but this is just something I really don't like. Uh, but anyway, let's just get into it, and I'll explain as we go. So this post by a furry, so you know it's already really good. Um, it's about a cop thing, so you already know it's a controversial topic. I'll give you the rundown, and I'll make sure to link the video in the description if you think I'm bullshitting you. But anyway, let's talk about this. So, a man was getting arrested for robbing a gas station, which, by the way, he was the suspect who robbed the gas station. And while he was getting arrested, they had beanbag shotguns pointed at him, non-lethal, and some pistols drawn on him. And because they thought they suspected he was armed, because a bunch of people who were telling them about the gas station robbery told them he was armed and he was aggressive. So then we got a lady who was recording the whole thing, right? And she was complaining and stuff. Um, like, oh God, why do you have guns drawn on him? And stuff like that. And he's doing his thing. All right, I got my hands up, and she's making the situation way goddamn worse. But I'd like to just go through the tweets and explain the stupidity of most of these tweets. Anyway, by Apollo, the furry. Uh, the man is on his knees with his hands behind his back, yelling that he is unarmed. If that isn't an indicator that he isn't armed, or at the very least that he is being compliant, then I don't know what is. Alright, in the video, yes, he is very compliant, and he was honestly a pretty good compliant person about it. They were like, "Yo, get on on your knees," and he immediately is like, "Okay, yeah, I'll get down." And when they told him like stand up and walk towards us, he well, actually he didn't, but I'm gonna blame the woman on this because she was yelling, "Don't do it, don't do it," and just making the situation generally fucking worse. So the cops moved in and arrested him. He was very compliant, but I'm just gonna say the problem is yelling that he's unarmed. If this isn't an indicator that he isn't armed, okay. Just because somebody says they don't have a weapon doesn't mean they don't have a weapon. Like if I go into a bank and go, "Yo, I don't have a gun," I like don't have a gun at all, and you can 100% trust me that I don't have a gun, and I'm not gonna kill you right now. That you know you just got to take my word for it, and I don't think that really works when there's been an armed robbery. Um, and also just like he was wearing a big ass baggy hoodie, and also the whole thing, he's on his knees with his hands behind his back. There's been countless situations where they can literally just pull up their shirt, grab their gun, and fire off rounds at them and try and get up and run. Uh, so yeah, you know, don't take the suspect's word on just, oh, I'm unarmed, don't shoot, I don't have a gun. Uh, by the way, they didn't even tase the guy or shoot him with beanbag rounds, so I don't know why so many people are that pissed off. But anyway, let's move on to the next one. All right, this is the next tweet by Aaron Penguin Emoji. They had hella guns drawn on a man with no weapons to ask questions. Okay. The skull emoji. 1. The cops don't know that he doesn't have guns. Okay. That's just that's odd. That should be pretty obvious. Okay. I don't know if you're like slow, but come on. Like, do you think the cops just kind of walk in there like, holy shit, he has a gun? Like, no, they don't know if he has weapons or not. And also, they weren't there to ask. They weren't there to ask questions. They quite obviously were there to arrest him, or at least at the very most detain him. And they weren't even there to arrest him straight up. He just matched the description of the suspect, so they were there to detain him and, wait trial and shit like that. So I don't know why you say to ask questions, because that doesn't make any sense. But the cops can't see through your clothing. Okay, they can't tell what you have on you. Okay, like I know everybody thinks that like after the video, like they don't realize that it's in the moment, you know, because people are able to analyze a video hours after it comes out, but you can't analyze a moment hours after it's hours into the moment. Like you can analyze it after because you can remember it, but you can't analyze it just on the spot like that. That's bad to say. You can't analyze 100% of it in the moment immediately. You know, they didn't know he had guns on you, but you do because you used to watch the videos. The cops couldn't travel into time to watch the video as it came out, to travel back and be like, no, he had a gun. And also, no weapons. Again, he had a firearm. To my knowledge, he had a firearm, so I don't know why so many people keep saying he doesn't have a gun. It's just people want to believe what they want to believe, so they can say blue man bad and complain for the entire day. This one right here is just a short one that I like because it doesn't have as many likes as the other ones. It's only got 124 right there, but it's probably the most logical. They don't know he has no weapons. Um, that's the thing. You know, they don't know if he has a gun or not. Okay, that's why they have guns drawn on him. All right. And another thing, they keep talking about how big the guns were. It's like nobody knows what a beanbag round exists. All right, they're not drawing like nuclear bombs on him. You don't see them rolling up with Fat Mans. The shotguns they used were just beanbag shotguns. All right, they're non-lethal. That's the whole point of them. All right, so I don't know why so many people keep saying hella guns. Which, by the way, hella died like as soon as Life is Strange came out, bro. Stop saying hella. Nobody says that anymore. Say chimp pimpin' or some shit. But anyway, but yeah, they don't know he doesn't have guns. I don't know why so many people just think that we can see through clothing. Like, I don't know what, like, mutant you are, but I'd like to become you so I can see through everything. But, this is just a short one. I just wanted to include just to see that not everybody is retarded. Sorry to say that, but, yeah. Time to get on to the next one. This is a fairly funny one because making it worse, she saved a human being's life. If she wasn't there, he would, if been shot dead. Then here goes the news spreading lies saying this and that. I would have done the same. Okay, making it worse, she was. She was like just screaming over the cops' instructions to make it harder for him to comply. Every time they told him to do something, she would be like, no, don't do it, don't do it. And she just was a general nuisance. I don't know what she did to save a human's life. If when you watch the video, just she was literally just standing there in the same spot with her phone, just yelling at the cops. I don't know how that saved a human's life. Like move over, like the dudes who stopped that one plane from hitting the tower on 9/11. Those guys didn't do anything to save humans' lives. This girl, though, this girl saved his life, even though the cops weren't intending on shooting him at all. Uh, anyway, to the next one. For some context on this one, if you watch the video, she starts yelling that her boyfriend got killed by the police and was murdered. But if you read the report, like this person says right here, her boyfriend was asleep, crashed through a Taco Bell, and then when the cops were trying to arrest him, he tackled an officer, started fighting the officer, and tried to take all three of the officer's guns every time they tried to stop him. So, like, he was trying to grab one officer's gun, and then when they pulled him off, he tried to get another one's gun, and then when he was, like, getting successful at it, you know, he was, like, kind of actually getting it unholstered, that's when they shot him. So, I don't know how that's murder. That seems more like self-defense because, you know, he's trying to take your firearm so he can shoot you. But, you know, yeah. I guess in this person's feckin' world, it's apparently murder. But yeah, I don't know, you know, like, I don't know why so many people are like, yeah, this is just, how dare you shoot somebody who was trying to kill you. It doesn't make any sense. That reminds me of this other video. A guy was really drunk, some bodybuilder dude, at a wedding. He was extremely drunk, getting violent with everybody there. And when the cops showed up, he punched an officer in the face, knocking him out pretty much. Like the dude took like a good like 5 minutes to get back up off the floor. And then the other officer tried to tase him, and the dude started beating up on the officer, pushed him over, and tried to go in for like ground punches. And that's when the officer pulled out his gun and shot the guy. And the sister like attacked the officer, which is understandable. You know, you just saw your brother get shot. I don't fault her for that. But then the family went on the news and saying like he wasn't being violent, even though they were the ones who called the 911 about him being violent, and said you know like the cops were just like being violent, which they weren't. They were like, yo, just like you know, just chill out, man, you know, it's all cool. And then he was the one who went crazy. And yes, the guy died, which is very sad, but you know, like you punched officers and went to continue punching an officer, because punching an officer is already bad if you sock one, but then you sock one and then you try to go in to continue punching him. I mean, you're just asking to get at least tased at that point, which they tried to tase him, but the taser didn't do anything. And as right after the taser went in, he got punched. So this, you know, it's just a thing. People are like always trying to flip the story to make it seem like they're not in the fault. And on to the next one. Alright, so this one right here. This one, sorry, I paused. This one right here is actually a DM to the donut operator, because he made a YouTube video and a tweet on this situation. No weapons, right, you dumbass. 10 plus cops. 8. I'm pretty sure there was only 8. Which is like, yeah, oh my god, only 2 less, but you know, like, just, anyway, guns everywhere. Beanbag rounds and pistols. Yeah, that is guns, technically, if we're talking ATF, but, you know, that's not like they were out there with feckin' juggernaut outfits and the machine guns. For a weaponless man, I'm pretty sure you spelt that wrong. Weaponless man. It's like you're calling him a lesser of a man. You know, like, well, you don't have a gun, you less man. But again, they don't know he has a gun. He doesn't have a gun, and like they were talking to the civilians around the area and everybody there was like, he has a gun. All right, we are dead certain he had a gun when he was robbing the gas station. So that's why they're using their feckin' context clues. People, you learned this in first grade. Makes sense, you stupid MF. I will smack the F out of you. I love guys who say this stuff over DMs. Like, yeah, bro, I'll beat you up, man. I will kick your ass, bro. And then you're like, okay, name a place. And they're like, nah, man, I ain't even gonna waste my energy on you, okay? Because you ain't worth it. Sure, buddy, sure. But yeah, I don't know. There's just this hatred for cops just because, oh god, the cops feckin' busted my buddy because he had cocaine and murdered a child. Damn, now we can't go to poker, so cops are bad, you know? It's just really stupid how much people hate the cops for no good reason. Like, there's definitely some bad cops. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, all cops are good, but, you know, you're giving good cops bad names when you say shit like this. And before people think I'm just some I love cops and I suck cock dick, bro, I used to be like this, you know, I hate cops and they're all bad. But then I watched YouTube video, because I'd watch all the sheep. People say if you like cops, you're a sheep. No, honestly, at this point, you're a sheep if you say shit like this. But I used to watch these videos and they were completely edited, and I'd be like, yeah, this is completely reasonable. But then you watch some YouTube videos on people breaking down the whole story, and you realize they're completely in the right. I don't, you know, it's just, I used to be like, oh, I hate them all, how dare they do that, that's terrible. But now it's just kind of like, yeah, you know, that shit happens when you do stupid things like that. Like, if you punch cops and stuff like that, you get shot. If people say you have a gun, cops assume you have a firearm. Shit like that, you know. It's just kind of annoying to deal with all the people who are like, yeah, this is all the cops' fault. It's usually the family as well, or just the sheep who believe that all cops are bad because people just feed this shit to the internet. It's kind of like I saw this other video. A lady was getting pulled out of her car because she got stopped at a parking space, and she tried to jump back into the car as she was getting arrested, and they tried to drag her out of the car, and she starts a video and says, "Oh my God, they're dragging me out of the car." That's completely not saying the whole story. If you start that there, it looks like he's just attacking you. So that's why this shit, this like the body when the body cam footage comes out, nobody cares, even though that shows what's like actually going on. It's kind of annoying, you know. But anyway, that's all I gotta say. Uh, Hope you enjoyed this new style of video where I just rant about shit I don't like. Have a great day.